My child, this is your last chance. I know how those words sound. I know they might sound harsh, even frightening, when you first hear them. But I want you to stay with me, because what I am about to say is not a threat. It is not a warning meant to scare you. It is something much more important than that. It is an invitation, one I have been extending to you for a long time, and one I am extending again, right now, in this moment. This is your last chance to stop running. I have watched you running for a long time, my child. Not in the physical sense, running from things you do not want to face, running from conversations that need to happen, running from decisions that need to be made, running from feelings that need to be felt, running, most of all, from me, from the closeness I have been offering, from the healing I have been wanting to bring, from the truth about yourself that I have been trying to show you. I understand why you have been running. Running feels safer than stopping. As long as you keep moving, you do not have to face the things that are waiting for you if you stand still. The grief, the fear, the questions you have been avoiding, the version of yourself that you have been afraid to look at directly. But, my child, running does not actually take you anywhere. You can run for years, for decades even, and the things you are running from do not disappear. They wait, they follow, just out of sight, just behind you, always there, always eventually catching up. This is your chance to stop, right now, in this moment, to stop running and turn around and face what you have been avoiding. Not alone, but with me. I want to talk to you about what happens when you stop running. I know it sounds frightening. I know the instinct is that stopping means the things you have been running from will finally catch you, finally overwhelm you, finally be too much. But my child, that is not what happens when you stop running toward me. When you stop running and turn toward me instead of away, you find that I am not what you were afraid of. I am not waiting to overwhelm you with everything you have been avoiding. I am waiting to walk through it with you, gently, at a pace you can handle, with grace for every step. The things you have been running from are not as unbearable as they seem when you imagine facing them alone. They become bearable, even healing, when you face them with me. I want to speak to the specific thing you have been avoiding the longest. I know what it is. I have known for a long time. It might be a relationship that needs attention, one that has been broken for so long that addressing it feels impossible. It might be a truth about yourself that you have not wanted to admit, a pattern, a struggle, a way of living that you know is not good for you, but that you have not been ready to change. It might be grief that you have never fully allowed yourself to feel, because feeling it seemed like it would be too much. Whatever it is, my child, this is your chance. Not your last chance in the sense that I am giving up on you if you do not act right now. I never give up on you. But this is a chance, a real, meaningful, significant chance, to finally turn toward the thing you have been avoiding with my help and begin to find freedom from it. I want to talk about urgency, because I think part of why last chance language feels uncomfortable is that it implies urgency, and urgency can feel like pressure, like there is no room for things to unfold gently or in their own time. But my child, there is a kind of urgency that is not about pressure. It is about love. It is the urgency of someone who loves you so much that they cannot bear to watch you continue suffering in a situation that does not have to continue. It is the urgency of a parent who sees their child about to make a choice that will cost them years of pain, and who is saying with love, please, not yet, there is another way. That is the urgency I am bringing to you today. Not, do this now or face consequences, but I love you too much to let another day go by without telling you. There is a different way to live than the way you have been living, and I want you to have it, today if you are willing. I want to address the fear of change, because I know that even when something is not working, even when a pattern of living is causing pain, even when avoiding something is making things harder, not easier, change is still frightening. The familiar, even when it hurts, can feel safer than the unfamiliar. Even when the unfamiliar would be better. My child, I'm not asking you to change everything all at once. I am asking you to take one step. Just one. The smallest possible step toward the thing you have been avoiding, toward the conversation you have been putting off, toward the truth you have been running from, toward me. One step. That is what today is for. Not the whole journey, just the first step of it. I want to speak to shame now because I think shame is part of what keeps people running. Shame says, if you stop and face this, you will have to face how bad it has gotten, how long you have avoided it, how much damage might have been done by the running itself. Shame makes facing things feel like it requires first admitting failure. And admitting failure feels unbearable. My child, I want to remove that barrier right now. There is no shame in coming to me. There is no failure in finally turning around after a long time of running. I am not standing here with my arms crossed, waiting for you to admit how badly you have messed up before I will help you. I am standing here with my arms open, glad, genuinely glad, that you are turning around at all, regardless of how long it took or how far you ran. The running is over the moment you turn around. That is all it takes. Not years of penance. Not proving yourself first, just turning around. And I am right here ready the moment you do. I want to talk about what is waiting for you on the other side of this turn because I do not want you to think that turning toward me, facing what you have been avoiding, taking that first step, I do not want you to think that is the hard part and everything after is just more hard work. What is waiting for you is relief. Real relief. The kind that comes from finally putting down something you have been carrying for far too long. What is waiting for you is freedom. Freedom from the exhausting work of running, of avoiding, of managing everything so carefully, so that the things you fear never have to be faced. What is waiting for you is healing, actual healing, not just management of symptoms, but real change in the places that have needed it for so long. I know it does not feel like relief is on the other side. From where you are standing, facing the thing feels like it would make everything worse, not better. But my child, that is the lie that keeps people running. The truth is almost always the opposite. The thing you are afraid to face is rarely as bad as the fear of facing it. And what waits on the other side of facing it is almost always better than continuing to run. I want to close by making this very personal, very direct. This is your chance, my child. Right now, today, not someday, not when you feel more ready, not when circumstances are more convenient. Now, I am not asking for a grand gesture. I am not asking you to fix everything immediately. I am asking for a turn, a simple, internal turn, away from running toward me, away from avoidance toward honesty, away from the exhausting effort of managing everything alone toward letting me in. Will you turn, my child, right now in this moment? If the answer is yes, even a small, uncertain, trembling yes, that is enough. That is everything. That is the beginning of something I have been waiting for, hoping for, working toward for a long time. I am here. I have been here the whole time, and I am not going anywhere. Not after this moment, not tomorrow, not ever. This is your chance. Take it. Turn toward me. I am waiting, with open arms, with no condemnation, with nothing but love. I love you, my child. Always, without condition, without end. Turn around. I am right here, my child. I am not done yet. I told you this is your chance, and I meant it. But I want to go deeper now, because I know that a single moment of decision, however real, is rarely the whole story. What happens after the turn matters just as much as the turn itself, and that is what I want to talk to you about now. I want to talk about what it looks like to actually live differently, not just decide to, but actually do it day after day, in the small moments that make up real life. My child, change does not usually happen all at once. I know sometimes it can. Sometimes there is a dramatic moment, a clear before and after. But more often, change happens slowly, through 1,000 small choices, each one barely noticeable on its own, but adding up over time into something significant. So if you have made the turn today, if something in you has shifted even slightly toward facing what you have been avoiding, toward me, toward honesty, I do not want you to expect that everything will be different tomorrow. The turn is real, but the walking out of it takes time, and that is okay. That is how it is supposed to work. I want to talk about the moments when you will be tempted to go back to running, because they will come. The old patterns do not disappear just because you made one decision. There will be moments, maybe soon, maybe later, where avoiding feels easier than facing, where running feels safer than staying, where the old way of coping calls to you because it is familiar, even though you know it is not actually helping. In those moments, my child, I want you to remember today. Remember this turn. Remember that you chose, even once, to face something instead of running from it. And let that memory be a reference point. Proof that you can do it, that facing things is possible, that the relief on the other side is real. And if you do slip back into old patterns, if running feels easier in a moment of weakness and you find yourself avoiding again, I do not want you to see that as undoing everything. I want you to see it as a moment to turn again. The turning is not a one-time event that you either get right permanently or fail at permanently. It is a posture you can return to again and again every time you notice you have drifted back into old patterns. I will never stop welcoming you back to that posture, every single time. I want to talk about the people who will be part of this journey with you. Because facing things, changing patterns, walking through healing, these are not things meant to be done in complete isolation. I designed support, community, relationship as part of how growth happens. If there are people in your life who could be part of this, a friend you trust, a counselor, a mentor, someone in a faith community, I want to encourage you to let them in, even a little. I know that is hard, especially if vulnerability has not felt safe in the past. But healing that happens in connection with others tends to be deeper and more lasting than healing attempted entirely alone. You do not have to share everything with everyone, but consider sharing something with someone. A small piece of what you are working through. A small request for support. Let this turn toward me also be, in some measure, a turn toward appropriate human connection too. I want to speak to patience now. Patience with yourself, specifically. Because I know that once someone decides to change, there can be a temptation toward impatience with the process, a frustration that things are not different yet, that old feelings still arise, that the journey is taking longer than hope. My child, be patient with yourself the way I am patient with you. I do not get frustrated with the pace of your growth. I am not standing over you with a timeline, disappointed that you have not arrived yet. I am walking with you at whatever pace this journey takes, for as long as it takes. Extend that same patience to yourself. Progress is still progress even when it is slow. Healing is still happening even when it does not feel complete. The turn you made today is real and significant, even if everything does not feel resolved immediately. I want to close today by speaking to the future. Your future specifically, on the other side of this turn. I see a version of you that is freer than you are right now. Lighter, less burdened by the things you have been carrying and running from. More present, more connected, more at peace. I see relationships that are healthier, not because the other people changed necessarily, but because you are bringing a different version of yourself to them. More honest, less guarded, more able to receive love because you are not so busy running from things that would otherwise come to light. I see a relationship with me that is closer than it has been in a long time. Not because you have to perform or achieve some spiritual standard, but because you have stopped running from me. And closeness happens naturally when running stops. That future is real, my child. It is not a fantasy. It is where this path leads. The path you began walking today, with this turn, with this decision, however small it might feel right now. Keep walking it. one day at a time, one choice at a time, one turn back toward me at a time, whenever you notice you have drifted. I am with you for every step of it. I love you, my child. This was your chance, and you took it. And I am so glad, so very glad, always, without end.